Hello, YouTube. This is MPan72. Just letting you guys know what I've been stacking over the last couple months. Early in the year, as I stated, I was going for 100 ounces of silver and an ounce or so of gold by the end of the year. I'm still kind of in that same vein, but I have tweaked it a little bit. I was on pace to do it in like January, early February, but then the silver squeeze hit and premiums kind of got outrageous on silver. I didn't stop buying. I just bought 6 ounces. I got it coming from APMEX, and I was buying Constitutional, some dimes and quarters, and a little of this, a little of that. A couple bars, a couple rounds here and there, but I went a little heavier on the gold so far. I picked up a quarter ounce a couple weeks ago, and I got a couple of 125ths. Now, I know fractional silver carries a higher premium, but with the premiums on silver, what they were, I was actually a little better off going with a 25th ounce of gold than I was going with a few ounces of silver. And after doing some more research and looking at my own goals, I was kind of like, maybe I should go a little bit deeper in gold anyway. I'm still a silver stacker, 100% silver stacker, but it's getting a little bit closer to even for me, like almost close to a 50-50 deal, but I'll never stop stacking the silver. I'm just taking a little bit slow right now. And that's mostly because I'm not sure what's going on. I know most of us aren't, but with my specific goals, if I have an idea that silver is going to stay relatively high in the, low to mid 20s over the next, decade or so, I'd be perfectly fine with stacking it, at those prices, with the normal premiums. So if I can see silver at $29 or $30, physical silver at $29 or $30, I'd have no problem stacking as much as I always have. But with it being up in the 32, 33 range, and with the spot being in the 25 to 26 range or so, I'm a little more hesitant to stack silver as hard as I was. And that's only because I just want to be able to recoup most of my money. I'm not necessarily worrying about getting every dime I've ever put into silver back out of it. It's more or less, like I said, for me, a store of my wealth. It's a savings account where I'm not very good at that. So this is the best way for me to do that. So I have been going a little harder with gold. And like I said, even though I'm getting fractionals, the premium on what I bought, they're sovereign coins. One's Canadian, one is, I forget where, but they're sovereign coins, a 25th of an ounce. And like I said, they equate to pretty close to 3 or so ounces of silver early in the squeeze. That's why I grabbed these instead of silver. The premiums were much lower, actually, on the 125th of an ounce of gold as it was on 3 ounces of silver. I also picked up some fun gold, I guess you'll call it. I mean, I paid less than what melt value would be if it's 24 karat, but it's probably around 22 karat as far as I can tell, and it was mined in Alaska. I got it off of eBay. Very good reviews. People have tested it and said yes, it is what he says it is. It's right around 22 karat. So, I got that, and more or less, not so much for stacking as just for fun. I do have another. This is a gram and a half. I do have another half gram that I want as a giveaway, which kind of got me a little interested in the, nuggets like this. And as long as I can get it at a reasonable price, I'll continue to buy some of this. But this is more fun. Obviously, if gold goes too high, it'll be worth more. If gold goes very high, it'll be worth more. But I'm not really worried about that. It's more fun for me. It's just a cool factor of that. And I'm also a little more into numismatics over the last couple of months because that's where I see bigger growth right now because more people are getting into coin collecting. And I think that's a direct reflection of how many people are getting into precious metals. Because a lot of people I know that got into precious metals specifically for stacking kind of gravitated towards the numismatics as well. And then they started getting into foreign coins, American coins, not necessarily precious metals as much as, just coins in general. So even though you're not going to get your money back a lot on that, it's a fun pastime, so it gives you more benefits than just stacking. And a lot of things will appreciate, you know, in the future. Maybe not as much as precious metals, but if you're getting fun out of it as well, and you can turn a profit on it down the road, or it's just something you want to keep and pass along, I think that those benefits kind of help, you know, put it on a higher plateau. So that's what I'm doing now. I know it's a little bit of a rambly video, but I just want to let you guys know where I'm at, and I'm curious what you're doing. What are you doing? Are you stacking a little harder with the gold? Are you staying with the silver? Are you sitting back and stacking fiat? I won't stack fiat. It's, well, number one, I don't have enough to stack. Like a couple $100, a few $100, $1,000, $1,500. You know, that's not a ton of money anyway. And if I don't turn it into precious metals, it winds up going slowly going down. So I try to turn it into precious metals as quick as I can, as long as I can find some deals. Now the thing is, if I find a better deal in silver one day, I'll go for silver. If I find a better deal in gold one day, I'll go for gold. I just bought 6 rounds off of all people APMEX, and they're APMEX rounds, and I got them I got a better deal on those than I would have on, let's say, a couple grams of gold, or, you know, even a 120, a 1/10 ounce of gold. The premiums on the silver I bought were lower, so I went with silver this time. I've got a few dollars more I'm looking to spend. I'm looking more for 100 gram and 250 gram bars of silver, just because I watched a few videos recently talking about them, and one was an efficient stacker, and you know, it's pretty cool. Like, I like bars. I've always liked bars, and bars are becoming a little higher premium lately. Which, when I first started, and even when I was younger, I remember coins were had rounds and sovereign coins at a higher premium, but the bar premiums are going up. But if I do find gram bars, you know, higher gram bars, that's what I'm at reasonable prices. That's what I'm kind of looking for. I like the idea of breaking kilos down. So in other words, you know, 100 gram bar is a tenth of a kilo. 250 gram bar is a quarter of a kilo. I like that idea for the larger stuff. I still like my 10-ounce bars, but I haven't found anything reasonable. I mean, there are a couple that are right around $32 to $33 an ounce right now, but I can't find anything local, which I want to. My next purchase I want to do local, because I have been buying off of eBay again. Even though the gold I bought off of the quarter-ounce gold I bought off of my local guy. And I also bought a few dollars in Constitutional, because I had a little bit of money extra in my pocket. I just wanted to turn it all into PMs. But I'm so far ahead with my goal of Constitutional right now. I'm kind of laying off of that, unless it's like an outrageous deal, because the premiums on Constitutional in my area are sky high as well. I'm not happy with that, but that's what I'm doing. What are you doing? If you like what you see, you enjoy my videos, please give me a subscribe. If you like this specific video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more and you want to know when it's coming out, hit the bell icon. I appreciate you spending your time with me, and you have the best day you can. Thank you.